Hello, in this video I'll show you how to do high-end skin retouching from the start to the very end, and also how to get beautiful skin tones for your photos when it comes to Photoshop. So just simply like the video and don't forget to subscribe in case you're watching and aren't subscribed yet to this channel. So the very first thing that we have to do for this kind of image is first of all cleaning up and removing the blemishes. So in order to do that, we're just going to come to the background layer and press Ctrl J, or you can use Command J once. Then you're going to come to this patch tool and make sure it is on this first option. Make sure it is selected. The patch is set content aware and the structure is about 4, and make sure this is either checked or not checked. So it doesn't matter at this point because this layer has information in it. So we are going to zoom into the image by using Command plus on the keyboard. And how the patch tool is going to be working, we simply circle around the blemish and move it to a clean area near where the blemish is located. So circle around and move to a clean area. So that is what we have to do for the rest of the blemishes in this very image. So take your time as you're trying to remove and clear these blemishes. So I'm just going to do this quickly, and in case you're finding value from this very video, simply hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. So I'm just going to remove these blemishes quick and easily like that using the patch tool. So you can see we have been able to clear that area, and we shall come to these other blemishes and move them to way cleaner areas. So don't mind if some blemishes are tiny because you can always fix those later on in this very video. So I'm just going to circle and remove that blemish like that. So I'll come to other simple tiny blemishes and I try to patch them up. So we're using a patch tool, so sometimes it may not work perfectly if you select a very big area. So I'm just going to use a very tiny area like that and move here and there. So take your time as you are doing all this. So just want to remove majority of the blemishes. So we shall later on remove these pimples and blemishes that would have remained later on after doing the frequency separation. So this is more of a preparation kind of process or procedure like that. So I'm just going to remove these tiny imperfections like that, and you can see how easy it is to. And by the way, every time you're trying to move to a clean area, make sure that clean area you're trying to replace the blemish with is around the same color of that blemish. Yeah, that same area where the blemish is situated or located. So I'm just going to do this quick like that. So sometimes it may leave these kind of unnatural lines. Make sure you try to fix them as much as possible. So right now we are done removing majority of the blemishes in this very image. So you can see that we still have others this other side. So I'll just do that quick, nice and easy. So you can see sometimes it may not work well, so I'll leave the rest of the blemishes for our next step after we have done the frequency separation to smoothen out and flatten most of the blemishes that may have remained in this very image. So I'm just going to press right here Command 0 to zoom out, so you can see before, after. So we're going to create another copy from this very layer by pressing Command J and rename this middle layer to color and name this upper layer to texture. And after renaming this, we're just going to come, let me fix the name of color. So we're going to come to the color layer, select it and turn off the texture layer. Then you're going to come to the most important step for skin retouching, which is the Gaussian blur. So just come to filter, blur, come to Gaussian blur, and it's going to open up this very window. Take the radius slider all the way down and click on that area that you feel has more skin details. So you can just click to move around and zoom out. So I feel like this very area has more skin details than the rest of the image. So what we want to do, we want to blur away this very texture. So just come the radius slider and move it forward and stop at that point whereby the details or the textures are just starting to disappear. So about, let's try using 13. So about 13 pixels, that is when we are just starting to lose out on the skin details. Click OK. Then come to the texture layer, now turn it on. Come to image, apply image, and it's going to open up the apply image window. Under layer, select the color layer. Blending has to be set to add because we are editing a 16-bit image. Opacity is 100%, the scale is 2, and offset is 0. So just type in 2 under scale, and under offset it is 0, and click on invert. And you'll see the textures on this square-like kind of layer. Then in case you are editing an 8-bit image, this is what you have to do. Simply uncheck the invert option. After selecting the color layer, channel RGB, under blending select subtract, the scale is 2 and offset 128, and you'll basically have the same results. So for our case, we are editing a 16-bit image. I'll revert this to 16-bit settings, blending of add, click OK, change the blend mode from normal, and I'll change it all the way down to linear light. So I'm just going to come to linear light, select both the color and texture layer and press Ctrl G, or you can use Command G on the keyboard to put this in a group. Open up or double click to rename this to frequency separation, and click on the drop down arrow to open up the frequency separation group. So you can come to the color layer and select it. So what we want to do for this very next step, we just want to brush and blend the skin color transitions or the skin tones. So we shall come to the texture layer and simply turn it off so that you can see the uneven color transitions in the skin. So we shall come to the brushes and get the mixer brush tool. So you can simply click on the brushes and get the mixer brush tool. And in case it's not under the brushes, you can get the mixer brush tool under these tools right here. So just right click and get the mixer brush tool. So after getting it, make sure you set it right. So make sure hardness set to 0, soft round brush is selected, and make sure that brush is clean and this color is transparent. Then the first option, make sure it is not selected because you are commanding the brush to load after each and every stroke, but the second one is the opposite, which is clean brush after each stroke. So we want to select or highlight the second option, which I'll be using a weight of 9%, load of 75%, mix of 90%, and the flow of 100%. And after doing that, we are going to start brushing. So before you brush, make sure you don't brush when you have zoomed all the way in like this. So make sure you are editing at a distance. And to increase or reduce on the size of the mixer brush tool, you can use the open and close square bracket keys on the keyboard. And in case the mixer brush tool is showing a plus icon, press the caps lock key on the keyboard. So after identifying that, you're just going to start brushing. So to brush, we brush the midtones alone, the highlights alone, and the shadows alone, and we have to follow the direction or the shape of the given area that we're trying to work on. So to brush, simply brush like that. So you can see I'm brushing those areas like that, reduce on the size, and I'll brush this darker area like that. So you may notice that at this point the image may turn out to look a little bit blurry. So you brush like that. So when it comes to this highlight area, we shall also get a brush and brush. So after brushing the midtones alone, the highlights alone, and the shadows alone, you're going to notice that some areas are going to be having this kind of harsh transition. So just get a very small brush and you try to blend that line like that so that you can have a beautiful and smooth transition between the midtones and the highlights, or even the midtones and the shadows. So you're just going to brush like that. So when it comes to this cheekbone area, you can follow this very direction because it is moving in this kind of direction like that. And you can see that the image is now looking better regarding the skin color or skin tone transition. So I'm just going to blend like that. So you can see how easy it is to use the mixer brush tool. So blend like that, the highlight alone, and also come to this other side close to the lip. So I'll just blend on the chin area. You can see chin is moving in this direction, so I have to follow that given direction. So you can notice that the image is now looking a little bit unnatural, or it looks kind of plastic, but don't mind about that, because when you come back and you turn on the texture layer, the textures are still left intact within this very image. You can see before, after, but we are just working on the color. So just come, and by the way, make sure sample all layers is not turned on as you're doing all this. So reduce on the size, and for a nose, blend like this, follow the direction of the nose like that, and blend that highlight and blend this dark area of the nose. So you have to keep on following the direction of a given area to keep and maintain the shape of your subject's body or skin structure. So I'll just do this. So above the lip, I'll just paint like that. So come to the neck area and also blend like that. So I hope you can see that the image now looks to have that very nice and beautiful smooth skin. So I'm just going to come to this other area. So you can as well retouch with the texture layer turned on. So once you're done retouching and smoothing the skin using the mixer brush tool, you can now come and refine and remove some of those textures that may have remained within this very image. So remember, we first of all use the patch tool. So you can come to the texture layer, now select it, and come and get the clone stamp tool, and make sure for settings the hardness set to 0, soft round brush is selected, the mode is set to normal, opacity and the flat 100%, align is checked, and the sample is set to current layer, because we want to remove blemishes that are part of the currently selected layer, which is the texture layer. So for the blemish removal step, you have to zoom all the way in, because you have to see or identify the blemishes. So to remove a blemish, ensure that you zoom all the way in and increase on the size of the clone stamp tool by using the square bracket keys on the keyboard. So you have to make sure that the size of the clone stamp tool is slightly bigger than the blemish that you want to remove. So to remove a pimple, hold on the option key on the keyboard, option, then click. So option for Mac, alternate for Windows, option, click on the clean area near the pimple, release the option key on the keyboard and click over the blemish to get rid of it. So you're basically stamping clean skin over the blemish to hide it or to cover it, and in that way the blemish is going to be removed. So you have to keep one finger on the option key or place it on the alternate key in case you are using Windows. So I'm just going to remove this quickly like that. So you can see we have done a very good job on the forehead area. So we are just going to remove any unwanted textures that may have remained in the first place. So I'm just going to do this for the rest of these blemishes. Remember, when we try to use the patch tool to remove these blemishes in these areas, it was creating some blotchiness on the skin. So that is why we decided to use a clone stamp tool to remove all these blemishes that may have remained in the first place. So let's do this quick. So remove these tiny blemishes like that. So don't forget these ones right there. So once you're done removing majority of the pimples or blemishes in the image, the next step is going to be working on the skin color or skin tone. So we're just going to do this by simply closing the frequency separation group. You can say before, after for just the retouching of the skin. You're going to come to adjustments and create a solid color adjustment layer. Then simply click on OK. Don't mind about the color that is displaying on your photo right now. Come and turn off the solid color layer. Double click on the solid color icon right here to open up the solid color picker tool. Then come and make sure the sample is set 5x5 average and sample all layers is selected. Show sampling ring is also checked. and you have to choose an area on the skin tone that you want or prefer for this kind of image. So I'll just come and sample from this very area and click OK. Turn this layer back on and change the blend mode from normal, and we shall change it all the way down to color. Then come to this white layer mask and press Ctrl I on the keyboard, or you can use Command I on the keyboard to invert this layer. Then come and get the brush tool, the normal brush tool, and for settings make sure the hardness is set to 0. Soft round brush is selected, the mode is normal opacity and the flat 100%. And make sure you have black and white on these two color swatches. To reset, press D on the keyboard to have black and white, and you can as well click on the 10 swatches to reset to black and white. You can switch between black and white by using the arrow key like that, and start painting over the skin. So quickly paint over the skin, and this is going to help you achieve a very uniform skin color or skin tone for your subject. So you can use this method, but keep away from painting areas that have hair at this point. So I'm just going to come to the lower part of the face and make sure that I've painted those areas. So don't mind about the color right now, because you're going to perfect and make the color look natural and look a little bit more realistic later on. So I'm just going to paint like that. And right now we are done painting majority of the areas that have skin color or skin tones. So you can see right here we hadn't painted. So in case you make a mistake during the painting process, switch the brush back to black, and black is going to help you erase those areas, and white is going to enable you paint colors in areas that you did not paint in the first place. So right now the color looks unnatural and unrealistic. Just come the opacity right here and reduce on the opacity. So shall go with the opacity of about, let's go with about 43. Command 0 to zoom out, or Command minus to zoom out. So this is what we have. It's a before after. And in case the skin is looking unnatural still, you can simply come to adjustments, create a hue and saturation adjustment layer, come to the reds, and you can take down the lightness of the reds just like that to reduce on the oranges in the skin tone. Or you can even play around with the hues to add reds or greens to the skin tone. So about there I feel like this is okay. So you can even play around with the saturation values. So this is it for the skin tone color grading. So let me show you the before and after for the skin retouch and color grading. So this is the image initially, before, after, before, after, before and after. So this is how you can retouch your photos and color grade them to get beautiful skin tones in Photoshop. And I hope you have learned a thing or two from this video. Ronix from Ronix Photography. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in yet more videos on this channel. Don't forget, keep practicing, and as well keep creating.